So, moving on, speaking of Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell and the Biden administration, this is from the 24th. I am having a great day with Zero Hedge. Almost every one of my articles I got from one source. Usually I try to go to different ones on purpose so you don't think I'm very loyal or working for. So Zero Hedge on the 24th of April, Biden calls for record high 44.6% capital gains tax rate. And I guess I don't have to go too far into this. Well, actually, let me give you a little of their information, then I'll give you my thought. So, according to John Karch of the Americans for Tax Reform, President Biden has formally proposed the highest top capital gains tax in over 100 years. Here is a direct quote from the Biden 2025 budget proposal. And I quote, "Together, the proposals would increase the top marginal rate on long-term capital gains and qualified dividends to 44.6%. Yes, you read that correctly. A Biden top capital gains and dividends tax rate of over 44.6%. Worse, capital gains are not indexed to inflation. So Americans already get stuck paying tax on some gains that are not real. It is a tax on inflation, something created by Washington and then taxed by Washington. Biden's high inflation makes this especially painful. Here's where it affects you, Anthony, because you're not a multi-gazillionaire. And speaking of which, they said only people that are going to, make $400,000 or more have to worry about tax problems. That's not what I'm reading when I look at the new tax proposal. And they're going to let the Trump tax cuts sunset the provisions. So anyway, here's where it's going to affect you. Let's say you grow this family practice to a big, huge, multi-office, which happens. I've seen other advisors, they grow legs and they wind up with a bunch of offices. I actually went that direction. I was an area manager for a company called Woodman Financial Services, the financial arm of Woodman of the World out of Omaha, Nebraska. And I recruited agents from MetLife. And I was going to grow that bad boy, and it didn't work out for personal reasons over there. But I was in the growth mode. So here's how
manage you. I can imagine trying to manage a whole group of people.
It was like babysitting. Some of it was really weird. Yeah, I told you some stories. There were some really good reps and some not so good reps, but it was weird. I'm not a manager. I like to sit and talk to people. I don't care what you're an adult. If you can't make your way to your appointment on time, whatever. I'm not a babysitter. So here's where it might affect you. Let's say you grow this practice when I'm gone because we like keeping it small together so far. Many hardworking couples who started a small business at age 25, who now wish to sell the business at age 65, will face the Biden proposed 44.6% top rate plus state capital gains taxes. And much of that gain isn't real due to inflation, yet they'll still owe taxes on it. So, interesting, and there's more here. Capital gains taxes on ETFs. Talks about corporate income tax bracket. Is currently 21%. Biden has proposed a corporate income tax hike to 28%. So this article's interesting. We've been telling people forever, your taxes are going to be higher in the future. You may want to address that now. I'm still saying that. It just keeps getting worse.